Welcome to Vietnam Step by Step, the channel that takes you deeper into the heart of Vietnam. One story, one journey, one step at a time. Today, we travel to the far north of the country, to a land that feels like the edge of the sky, Ha Giang, the final frontier of Vietnam. It is a place of mountains and mist, where winding roads lead through valleys untouched by time. But each year, from late October to early December, something extraordinary happens. The rugged hills of Ha Giang burst into color. Thousands of soft pink and white blossoms blanket the stone fields. These are buckwheat flowers, or Hoa Tam Jakmut, the heart and soul of Ha Giang's beauty. The journey to Ha Giang begins in Hanoi, Vietnam's capital. From there, the road stretches more than 300 kilometers north. As you leave the city behind, the air grows cooler, the traffic fades, and the world begins to change. You pass through rice terraces, green hills, and quiet villages where farmers wave as you ride by. Every turn brings a new view: steep cliffs, rivers like silver threads, and endless layers of mountains stretching into the clouds. For many travelers, the best way to explore Ha Giang is on a motorbike. The route, known as the Ha Giang Loop, winds for more than 350 kilometers through some of the most spectacular landscapes in Southeast Asia. It is not an easy ride: sharp turns, narrow passes, and sudden drops into deep valleys. But every challenge rewards you with unforgettable beauty. And when you finally reach the highlands, you'll see them: fields of buckwheat flowers glowing softly under the mountain sun, their petals swaying in the breeze. Buckwheat flowers are not native to Vietnam. Long ago, the Hmong people brought the seeds from China and planted them in the rocky soil of Ha Giang. They discovered that these tiny grains could survive where rice and corn could not. Over time, buckwheat became both a source of food and a symbol of endurance. Even in harsh conditions, these fragile flowers bloom proudly, a perfect reflection of the people who live here. Local legends tell a story of hunger and hope. Long ago, when the harvest failed and the mountains turned bare, the gods sent down these blossoms to feed the people. The seeds became flour for cakes, and the petals turned the barren land into fields of color. To this day, the people of Ha Giang honor the buckwheat flower as a symbol of life's quiet strength, beauty born from hardship. Walking through the fields feels like stepping into a dream. The flowers stretch as far as the eye can see, a soft, shimmering sea of pastel pinks, purples, and whites. Villagers in colorful traditional clothes work gently among the blossoms. Children run down dirt paths, their laughter carried by the wind. The air smells faintly of soil, smoke, and sweet mountain air. If you stop in a small village, someone will always invite you in. The people of Ha Giang are known for their warmth and hospitality. You might be offered a cup of corn wine, a bowl of buckwheat noodles, or freshly baked buckwheat cake, simple dishes that carry generations of tradition. Sitting by the fire, you realize that this isn't just a trip. It's a connection to a land, to a people, and to a way of life that moves at the rhythm of nature itself. Every November, Ha Giang comes alive with the Buckwheat Flower Festival. It's one of the region's most anticipated events, a celebration of culture, color, and community. Villagers from all across the province gather in Dong Van and Vac, dressed in their finest ethnic attire. The streets fill with music, laughter, and the sound of traditional instruments. There are dance performances, folk songs, and even horse races that echo through the valley. Markets overflow with handmade crafts, silver jewelry, woven scarves, and fragrant herbal teas. Everywhere you look, there's movement and joy, a celebration of both tradition and modern pride. What makes Ha Giang truly special, though, is the journey itself. The landscapes here are among the most dramatic in all of Vietnam. The Ma Pi Leng Pass, often called one of the most beautiful mountain roads in the world, is the crown jewel of the Ha Giang Loop. It winds like a ribbon along cliffs that rise hundreds of meters above the turquoise No Quay River. Standing at the viewpoint, you can see the river carving through the valley far below, surrounded by mountains that look like waves frozen in stone. It's a view that leaves you speechless, powerful, timeless, and humbling. Traveling through Ha Giang, you encounter many ethnic groups: the Hmong, Dao, Tay, Nung, and Lolo people. Each community has its own language, costumes, and traditions. The Hmong wear embroidered black jackets and colorful headscarves. The Dao women decorate their clothes with red tassels and silver coins. Every village has its own rhythm: markets filled with chatter, children playing near buffalo, the smell of rice wine and roasted corn drifting through the air. In the evening, the mountains grow quiet. The sky turns gold, then crimson, and finally deep indigo. The last light falls over the fields of buckwheat, painting them soft pink under the fading sun. You stand still, listening to the whisper of the wind through the valleys, feeling a peace that words can't describe. Ha Giang is not about luxury or comfort. It's about perspective. It teaches you how vast the world is and how small we are within it. If you wake up early, you'll see the mountains covered in mist. The morning air is cold, and the first light touches the flowers like a gentle wave. Somewhere in the distance, a rooster crows. Smoke rises from the roofs of stone houses. The world feels pure, simple, and untouched. You realize this is what travelers search for: not just a destination, but a feeling of belonging, even far from home. Buckwheat is more than a flower here. It's food, it's culture, it's memory. The seeds are ground into flour to make noodles and cakes. The leaves are brewed into tea. The nectar becomes a fragrant honey found only in these mountains. Each product carries the taste of Ha Giang: earthy, strong, and slightly sweet. And yet, despite its remote location, Ha Giang remains welcoming to visitors. Local families open homestays, offering warm blankets and home-cooked meals. You sit around a wooden table, sharing food and laughter, learning a few words of the local language. You realize that happiness here is simple: good food, kind people, and a world painted in flowers. As you continue your journey, you pass by the ancient stone houses of Dong Van Old Quarter, built over 100 years ago by Hmong craftsmen. You visit Lung Ku Flag Tower, the northernmost point of Vietnam, where the red flag flutters proudly above the clouds. From the top, you can see the borderlands stretching endlessly, a reminder of how far you've come. And then, as your trip comes to an end, you return once more to the flower fields. The colors are softer now, fading as the season turns. But their beauty remains, not just in your camera, but in your heart. Ha Giang is a lesson in contrasts: harsh stone and delicate petals, isolation and warmth, silence and song. It's a place that stays with you long after you've left. Because in Ha Giang, you don't just see the beauty of Vietnam, you feel its soul. So if you ever travel to northern Vietnam, make your way to Ha Giang. Come for the flowers, stay for the people, and let the mountains remind you of what truly matters. Every step here tells a story. Every smile is an invitation. Every bloom is a reminder that beauty can grow anywhere, even on rock. This has been Vietnam Step by Step. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Every week, we bring you closer to the real Vietnam, from its hidden villages and ancient traditions to its breathtaking landscapes and unforgettable people. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Until next time, keep exploring and keep walking step by step.